Hearts could do with making some on-field headlines to match the publicity they get for their off-field business. The club is up for sale and so are their top players, it seems. They were at Dundee United yesterday. Former Hearts full-back Robbie Neilson made his Dundee United debut against his old team at Tannadice. He was preferred in defence to Keith Watson. Hearts gave John Sutton his first start for 3 months. Mady Towell dropped out. They were without suspended Danny Granger and Ian Black. Best of the action with Al Lamont.
Well, Hearts' away form hasn't been exactly sparkling this year. Only 1 win on their travels. United with only 1 win at home. Here go Hearts, so it's Templeton. Well, that's not too far away at all from the Hearts winger. Just trying to find the inside of the far post of Pernish. Hearts making all the early running. Scott Robertson coming out on top there. John Daly. Not too much in the box from to aim at. Scott Robertson is there though. Oh, it's a fine goal by Scott Robertson. Created from absolutely nothing. Well, John Daly had only Robertson to aim at. He found him absolutely perfectly. And Robertson's diving header was exquisite. McGowan for Templeton, who's looked lively. Dancing past a couple of challenges. There's Scatchell on goal, equaliser, but it's going to be chopped off. Almost an immediate response from Hearts, but Scatchell adjudged to have been offside. Oh, that's so tight. That is very, very close. Mackay Stephen losing out. And Hearts can come forward once more. Templeton again trying to run it. Robbie Neilson, the former Hearts man. Here's McGowan. Well, that might find its way into the back of the net. Pernish had to claw it away. Well, I don't think that's what McGowan had intended, but it almost worked out nicely for him. Good goalkeeping. Paulo Sergio confined to the stands, of course, for a few weeks. Neat 1-2 with Willie Collum there. Works well for Hearts. Can they find an equaliser before half-time? You'd have to say they probably merit it. It's Scatchell. Good save, Pernish. Templeton on the rebound. Poor control. The chance not entirely gone just yet. And then Robbie Neilson clears for a corner. Well, perhaps Scatchell could have played this earlier to Templeton. It was a decent shot. And Templeton, a heavy touch in the rebound. Dundee United playing themselves into trouble. You get Jonsson for Templeton. Again, it's really quick feet from Templeton. He's round Robertson. Gets the shot away in good hands from Pernish with Scatchell in close proximity. He really has looked Hearts' best bet for a goal this afternoon, Templeton. Jonsson getting himself into a Frankel and Mackay Stephen. Looking to capitalise. There's Rankin, eyeing one up from distance. Well, he didn't really get hold of it as he would have liked, John Rankin. He is capable from that distance, but not on that occasion. The two former Kilmarnock men, Hamill and Towell, linking up. Towell one way, then the other. There's John Sutton. Might fall for Stevenson. Sutton once more. He didn't catch it. Well, it's his first start since August, John Sutton. He'd be desperate to make an impact, but he didn't get hold of that one at all. Scatchell, that's a nice touch for Stevenson. Sutton was climbing. He felt he was being held down by Gary Kenneth. And Sutton didn't get off the ground. His arm is being held there by Kenneth. United looking for a killer second. Surely that would wrap up the 3 points. It's back for Mackay Stephen. That's a good hit. John Daly on the rebound. Again, it's going to be chopped off. Well, much like Rooney Scatchell's effort, it's a very tight one. Brian McGarry making the call. And you can see he just about gets that one right, the assistant. And John Daly denied United's second.
Well, if you only score one goal every 3 years, you've got to make it a good one. That's the case for Scott Roberts, and Jim, it was an absolute belter of a goal. Goal of the season contender already?
It's a fantastic goal. Peter Houston will be delighted. He wins the tackle here, but it's his desire to get into the box, and it's a fabulous delivery for John Daly. And he places the header into the opposite corner as well. Just superb finish.
You know what, when he wins it and then he gives it, and then Jim is talking about the desire there, but honestly, you have to be fit, you have to want to get there, but when you get there as well, the ball's got to be pinpoint because there's only one player in the box, hardly another United player in the picture, never mind the box, and then to execute the header and bend your neck to put it in that corner, I think that's an unbelievable goal. Fantastic.
We saw a couple of dubious offside decisions there, but they maybe just cancelled each other out. Scatchell had the ball in the net for Hearts and John Daly for Dundee United.
Yeah, I think both teams had the case. You know, they both looked onside to me. So, as you say, they've cancelled each other out. So there's not been any harm done.
Paulo Sergio seems to have found a way of getting around his touchline ban. It was the first game of 5 banished away from the technical area. But, well, we've seen this plenty, the phone call from the stand down to the technical area. But obviously he got a little bit frustrated at the phone signal because then he got to the front there and started hollering down.
That's the best way. You got all the modern technology and costs you a lot of money. Get down there, 15 yards behind him and just give it the old school shout down to him, tell him what to do. I know you're saying about, I mean, what's the use of banning them when they can still put orders across, but you can't do anything about the design of the stadium. Some stadiums, and Dundee United can obviously get to the bench and get words across. There'll be some stadiums they can't, but they're going to have to make a ruling on it, whether they can contact them at all, and that's up to obviously the SFA.
You've had a touchline ban this season, Jim. How much does it affect you not being close to the action like that?
It does, because you like to be on the touchline. Some managers are different. Some like to sit in the stand, but Paul is on the touchline every week and he's enforced to sit there now. So, you know, you can see he's frustrated there, and he's obviously his team's losing the game, so he's trying to influence it. Big changes coming at Hearts. Billy, the club is clearly up for sale now, and some of the top players are obviously up for sale as well. This is what Hearts have had to say about it. Several players will be interested to know that they've reached the peak of their careers already and are ready for a move. They're going to be offloaded. It's going to be all change. How do you see it?
Desperate days ahead, different days for Hearts. There's no doubt they're cost cutting. They realise they're in trouble financially. I've said it for a long time now. I think for what they wanted to achieve in Scottish football, I think they were paying out too much money. They were paying loads of wages and not getting enough reward. And I think Vladimir Romanov has now realised he can't run his business to that extent, so he's cutting back.